Alright, so before I start, let me just clarify something because apparently a lot of YouTubers are receiving copyright notices just for mentioning this game, and I'm not about to be one of them. So I'll be referring to this game as just multiplayer Spider-Man game, and if I need footage, I don't know, I'll just put two Spider-Man clips next to each other and you can pretend I'm playing with a friend. Alright, let's start. Before we move on, this video is brought to you by my Spider-Man show, Spider-Man Friend or Foe. The final 5 episodes are about to release on April 20th. It's honestly my passion project. Check out the trailer for the final 5 episodes in the description, and check out the rest of the series on Slightly Insulting after this video. So as of this week, there's been a massive leak of a cancelled multiplayer Spider-Man game that we kinda knew about already for a while. But now we finally have concrete evidence that the game existed, or at least that there's a working version of the game out there. Needless to say, everybody is excited for this, like absolutely insane about it. Everybody wants it to get uncancelled, they want to play it, and I can't blame them. It's a pretty cool idea, but in similar fashion to my other videos, I'm going to talk about what we should, and most importantly, why we shouldn't get it. Okay, I'm just gonna say it. I think we are getting a multiplayer Spider-Man game at some point, in some way, shape, or form, and I think it's about damn time. I think the biggest missed opportunity for Marvel Spider-Man 2 is not having a multiplayer option when there are literally 2 Spider-Men in the game. I mean, the tagline of the game is "Be Greater Together," which, by the way, was the tagline of the cancelled multiplayer game, and this leads me to believe that it was going to be part of the rollout of Marvel Spider-Man 2. But we didn't and haven't gotten it yet. If we are to get it, I think it should be an add-on or DLC to Spider-Man 2 and not a full-blown standalone game. I think the best way to keep Marvel Spider-Man 2 alive is to add a feature like this. Most people would be fully okay with just being able to do minor stuff in a multiplayer setting, like just fighting crime together. I think the best way it should be done is not with an Avengers or Suicide Squad style live service game, but simply as a game mode to make the game much bigger. Honestly, it's hard to say that they should make this a feature when I fully believe that the next evolution of the Peter Miles system will be a multiplayer feature in Marvel Spider-Man 3. I just don't see how they won't when they have the technology already to do it. And it adds something greater to Marvel Spider-Man 3 that will be a step up from Marvel Spider-Man 2. Honestly, my argument for why it should happen is just to give it time because I fully believe it will happen in some shape or form, just hopefully not as a live service game, and this leads me into why we shouldn't get this game. Alright, so I fully believe this game was cancelled because Avengers and Suicide Squad were complete failures as games. More so Avengers as of right now. No matter what your personal opinion on these games is, it's objectively true that Avengers failed as a game, and Suicide Squad is on track to fail as well, but it still has time to bring it all back. Avengers never had a chance. And the one thing both these games have in common is they're live service games that provide a single player experience. But to keep you playing the game longer, they rely on your nerdism to keep you going, all while providing little to no incentive to keep playing the games other than a few suits, maybe a new story that is kinda rushed, and with Avengers' case, awful repetitive combat. I truly think this is why the game got cancelled. It failed before, and doing this with their hottest IP could damage the brand. Now, I'm not saying this is what will happen. I really believe that Insomniac is incredibly consumer friendly. I mean, reports were that the Battle Pass was going to be a one-time payment and not a monthly thing, which is incredibly generous for a live service game. And I think they'd find a way to make all the different Spider people feel different, all while giving us a fun Spider-Verse story. But I just think the risks are way too high to do this as a standalone game. Plus, having a live service game means continuous support, not for 1 month, or 2 months, or 3 months, but until the game is so dead it makes no sense to keep the servers running. Think GTA Online and how we didn't get GTA 6 because GTA Online was so much work for them that they had to put so much effort into there. Not to mention it was a cash cow that made so much money that it made no sense to make GTA 6. I think they're better off using the resources they would honestly waste on this multiplayer game on Marvel Spider-Man 3 and making that the best game they possibly can. Now, as a consumer, I would love an open world multiplayer Spider-Man game, but just putting my hype aside, I'm thinking big picture, and honestly, I would rather get a great Marvel Spider-Man 3 than potentially a multiplayer Spider-Man game that we wouldn't know if it was good or not, and then having Marvel Spider-Man 3 become disappointing because they used up all their resources on this live service game. So to paraphrase, I think this should get made into a mode in a main title, and not a live service standalone game. This will take away resources from the main titles. I would love to play Spider-Man with my friends, but if it means a lesser quality product later on, or a game trying to hit it out the park with a formula that has been proven to fail with superhero games time and time again, then I'm okay with never getting it. I kind of did this last minute. I just wanted to jot down my thoughts onto a video. So, keeping it authentic as always. Like and subscribe if you want to see more of my shitty opinions. Just let me hit 500, please. Please.